He didn't even look me in the eye when he said it. "You're too old, Daniel. It's time to bring in new blood." Just like that. 15 years of 65-hour weeks gone. No handshake, no severance, not even a thank you. I remember the sound of the office clock behind him, a steady tick, cutting through the silence like it was counting down to something. I didn't argue, I just nodded, stood, and walked out. That's how you survive betrayal. Quietly. When I first met his daughter, Leela, she said her father was a self-made man. He started with a food truck, she told me, pride softening her voice. I admired that. I'd grown up watching my parents work 2 jobs to keep our lights on. So when her father asked me to help expand the restaurant, I said yes before he even finished the sentence. He saw something in me, or maybe just something he could use. I built everything for him. New locations, franchising deals, partnerships with hotel chains. I managed the kitchen systems, trained staff, redesigned menus. I lived and breathed that empire. My name wasn't on the logo, but my fingerprints were everywhere. For years, he called me the son I never had. Funny how titles change when profit margins dip. The signs came quietly. Leela stopped asking how my day went. I'd come home smelling of grease and ambition. She'd be on her phone, laughing at something I wasn't part of. Then there was the credit card bill, a hotel in Austin. She said it was a business trip with her father. It wasn't. The receipts told the story before she ever confessed. The betrayal wasn't just professional, it was personal. The 2 people I built my life around had already built theirs without me. That night, I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I watched her sleep beside me, her breathing steady, her hand resting on her phone like it was a secret. And I thought, you have no idea what you've started. When he fired me 2 months later, she didn't even call to check on me. I think that was part of the plan. Get rid of the man who built the house before he realizes he owns half the foundation. I let them think they'd won. I sold the car, moved into a small apartment. They called it a breakdown. I called it camouflage. Then one morning, I went to close an old savings account my parents had opened for me when I was a kid. I figured there might be a few $100 in there, enough to cover rent for a month or 2. The teller typed something, stopped, then looked up like she'd seen a ghost. "Sir," she said carefully, "this account has an automatic stock purchase plan attached to it. It's still active." She turned the monitor toward me. The balance wasn't hundreds, it was millions. The company name, Haven Foods Corporation. My mother had once mentioned that her brother worked for a little health brand. Turns out, that brand had become one of the largest organic suppliers in the country. My parents never touched the account, they just let it grow, quietly, for 30 years. They must have known something I didn't. I didn't cash it immediately. Money is power, but information is leverage. I used both. Haven Foods had been struggling to expand into the restaurant sector. I knew one that was perfect for acquisition, a chain built on tired branding, dependent on one man's ego, and teetering on bad debt. So I approached Haven's board, not as a desperate ex-employee, but as a shareholder offering a strategic entry point. I laid out the numbers, the market potential, the internal weaknesses I knew better than anyone. 6 months later, Haven Foods quietly bought his restaurant empire. He didn't even realize who was behind it until the day of the merger meeting. I watched from the back of the conference room as he signed the papers, sweat gathering under his collar. When he saw the final line, Executive Integration Director, Daniel Cole, his pen froze mid-signature. Our eyes met. He tried to speak, but I smiled first. "You're right," I said softly. "It's time for new blood." The fallout was surgical. Leela lost her position on the board due to conflict of interest. Her father's shares were bought out at market value, a polite way of saying he was finished. I didn't ruin them, I simply removed their illusion of control. When it was done, I went back to the bank. The same teller was there. She smiled when she saw me. "Everything work out, sir?" I just nodded. Better than I imagined. Sometimes I think about my parents. They didn't leave me money, they left me timing. The patience to wait, the foresight to watch quietly until the right moment to move. People like Leela's father burn fast. They mistake motion for power. But me? I've learned power is silence until it isn't. Now, when I drive past the old restaurant, the new Haven Foods logo glows above the door. I see my name on the corner of every invoice, every expansion plan.